Okay. We are recording.
We are recording. Okay, here we go. All right. Good morning, Jose. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Say okay. You want to let's do a
Uh,
little more speaking on just okay.
well, nothing really, uh, nothing much happening in my life because of all these, uh, all these setbacks that's been happening, and you
Right.
know, I just like to blame life sometimes.
Life has a way of showing up.
Yes,
Okay. Since in our last session, Jose, we talked about some of the triggers that get you in the environment that causes you to relapse. Okay. So if I remember correctly, the environment and your transportation was one of the bigger triggers, right? Correct?
yes, yes, and it still
And
is.
we and we decided that we were going to look into some resources on getting you to point A to point B without being in the detrimental environment.
Correct.
Okay. So today I'm going to be using the life skill investigating, and we're going to together assess your concern, determine if it's changeable, and what can I do to provide you with options. So does that sound all right with you?
Plan.
Sounds like okay. So we are going to stay in the here and the now. Last week we talked about the transportation being a major part of your relapse. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about looking into some different resources to get to point A to point B. My suggestions were we looked into reliable transportation because it seemed like public transportation is not working for you. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, no, it's not. Um, yeah, it's not.
Okay, so from what I'm gathering, as I rephrase this, once your environment, once you get into an environment, that's where your relapse takes place.
Yes. I because I get stuck and I have no way of getting out of the situation.
Okay.
Um, but I look into that. You mentioned was that Uber?
Uh-huh. Medical Uber.
Yeah. So I spoke about it to a friend of mine,
Uh-huh.
and they said, yeah, it's nice and dandy. However, it requires credit card because it's anything with Uber, Lyft, or anything services.
Uh-huh.
And however, I'm one of those people in America that doesn't really have credit cards
Okay.
or access to it because of my history and my past, and I just never really got around to it as a convict. And yeah, that's just where I am. But I'm trying to get my life straightened, and yeah,
That's what I'm here to do, to assist you in getting your life straight. And your friend may be correct about certain Uber services where you do require to have a credit card, but from what I've been researched and done, medical Uber, all you have to do is have a Medicare card because they pay for it. Forget about transportation I was telling you about. All you have
yeah,
to do is have a disability and they pay for it. And the get about transportation, it provides service areas like Claremont, Pomona, Ontario, um, and in some instances, like if it's medical, they will take you. It will take you even further out. But it's worth investigating. And I think Get About and Medical Uber is the best resources that might be out there available for you right now. But we need to make sure that we get with a program that gets you to point A to point B besides stopping in the middle.
Yeah.
We have a destination and we get to it.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna work on. That's gonna be our focus on getting you to point A to point B.
Yeah. Let's just hope that they have a route in the hood when I get stuck in the hood. Yeah. Get me out
Oh,
of there.
definitely, definitely. But we're gonna try to stop getting stuck in the hood. We're
Okay.
gonna we're gonna stop trying to get stuck in the hood.
Yeah.
Um, so I have a question. What's the feelings and the emotions that take you that route? Because under secondary emotion, there's always like, oh, I'm gonna go this way because I know I'm gonna get stuck. You know what I'm saying? It's already in our subconscious. So
Yeah.
my emotion is like, because sometimes we be feeling sorry for ourselves. We be feeling like fuck the world. We be feeling like this shit is not working for me.
Yeah.
So it's always, and I need what I need you to
Um,
do. I need you to focus on that thought that you have before you get on any public transportation, because going to the hood is just the primary emotion, but the emotion underneath that, that's what we want to try to get to.
well, because if I'm gonna be honest, it's the people that I am comfortable with. It's the people that I feel like I associate with all my
Mhm.
life. Like it seems like I don't know if the normals are the normals or what my group or type of people are the normals, but it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. But it's the type of people that I'm attracted with. It seems like are the one that the only one I can connect with. Does that make sense? So when I
Yes.
have things that I want to share or talk about that's going on in my life, like I have an older brother who never used in his life, and I can't. He just doesn't get me. So I go to my normal place that I'm trying to avoid, and they get me, but then they get me I also. So
so so what I'm hearing is that's your comfort zone.
exactly. Yeah. So I guess that's what's the underlying belly that
Yeah, that's your comfort zone.
yeah.
And and we as addicts, we tend to go to where we're comfortable at, because uncomfortability is something that we don't like. We don't like to feel that way.
No,
We don't have to. So
unwanted. Yeah.
we don't like to feel uncomfortable, and it's hard to open up to someone new, you know. But like you were saying, you got to give your life a chance. You got to give your life you got to give yourself the opportunity to be your true authentic self. And the only way we can do that is we have to open up. Like you're like, I'm not your in the hood, you know what I'm saying? But it seems to me that we're building a relationship where you can open up, you know. So there's other options that we're going to explore further down the line. But first, I think from as being your counselor and doing this assessment, I think that we need to focus on getting you to point A to point B. And I'm gonna send, like I said, I was gonna send you the resources to get about it. And just remember that everything that we do in recovery is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So we don't get our hopes up that, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna have a ride. It may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next week, or it might, or it may not. But we always don't set our hopes up high on one individual thing. And that'll kind of like keep us from being overwhelmed or disappointed and all the other underlying feelings that go with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the information that I have. And if you have any questions or concerns, or if something is not going the way you feel like it should go, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'll be available. If I'm not available, I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Well, I think we made some major progress in solving at least this major stressor. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So next week, the next session we'll touch in. It did those resources work? Or did not? Did they did not work? And if not, I'll be able to get in touch with some resources that I know that might be available to you. Sounds
Okay.
good?
Yeah. Yeah. So I just so Medicaid and okay.